Hey guys, and welcome back to another vlog. Well, I missed you guys. I'm sorry I didn't upload that much. I had to take care of mom, so it's been a little bit late of uploading videos. But I'm back on the grind again, guys. Hope you like today's video. Well, today we are gonna be seeing the top 15 forbidden places on planet Earth that you're not allowed to visit. So, without any further ado, let's head straight onto the video, shall we?
That the world is our oyster, that we can explore it at will and learn all there is to know about it. But what if we can't? What if there are places we're just not allowed to go? From a secret hidden doomsday vault to an island with thousands of snakes, here are 15 forbidden places you're not allowed to visit. Before we begin, make sure to hit that every Buzuja Monument.
Sorry
Number
guys.
15. The Buzuja Monument. On Mount Buzuja, at the site of a battle between the Ottoman Empire and the Bulgarian rebels in 1868.
Does anyone know about this, ladies and gentlemen? I have not ever heard of this place or this structure ever being built. But if you want to see it,
Sits a building that's both unique and hypnotic. The building is known as the Buzuja Monument and is the former Bulgarian Communist Party headquarters. It might have been a former headquarters, but it looks more like a UFO. Therefore, it goes by the name of Bulgaria's UFO and is a popular destination for urban explorers. It sits on a bald hill nestled between forested gorges and rolling mountains and now lies abandoned. The monument was built in 1981 to both house the Bulgarian Communist Party and serve as a monument to historical events. However, after the Soviet Union collapsed in 1989...
So basically they built an entire UFO-like structure to host historical events like, birthday parties, etc. And now it stands empty. Okay. So is this still a place that you're not allowed to visit? Is there any guards around there? And if people go there, they stop you and they say this is trespassing. I'm not sure that is happening, because as far as I have seen right now, there are a lot of aerial footage, drone footage, and that seems to be coming from not the government side but urban explorers, right?
It was abandoned and left to fall into a state of disrepair.
But it looks cool, bro.
Have made the monument dangerous.
It looks really cool.
It's now forbidden. You can visit and look from the outside, but there are security guards to prevent people from entering. Not that you can anyway, for it's now packed with stones and has welding and metal plates to prevent entry. This unique monument is permanently closed, and time will tell whether it's demolished or returned to its former glory as a kind of museum and memorial to past events. Number 14. North Sentinel Island, India.
Oh my god, it's okay, yes, I heard about this place. So this place is actually in somewhere in the north coast of India. That's where I live. But it seems that in this area, the government as well as people are not allowed to enter, because most of the people that are living here, I think around 500,000 people are living there, are pure tribes, and they don't want any interference with the common public, that is us. So I heard about this place a few times back.
Especially if you don't understand the culture. But what if visiting somewhere new could also be dangerous? All travel
they basically
to
kill you.
Sentinel Island in India is prohibited, and it's not worth breaking the rules to find out why. North Sentinel Island forms part of the archipelago in the Bay of Bengal and is one of the Andaman Islands. South Sentinel Island is also included. A tribe of Sentinelese people lives on the island, which, for as long as anyone knows, has rejected contact with the outside world. But they don't just say no thank you and send your boat away. They fire bows at you with every chance you won't get away. The Sentinelese people are one of the few groups left in the world who have not been influenced or impacted by modern society. Such is the danger associated with travel to the island that the Andaman and Nicobar Island Protection of Aboriginal Tribes Act of 19 1956 prohibits anyone from getting within 5 nautical miles of the island. But
Damn,
the
bro.
dangers are not only for violence from the tribes, but their well-being. They're not immune to outside diseases, which means any outsiders can pose a significant risk. The Indian Navy patrols the area to ensure no one flouts the rules, but people do anyway. Indian authorities do not prosecute the Sentinelese people for murder, but they also don't want to give them any reason to carry it out either. An American adventurer by the name of John Chow paid fishermen to tow his kayak to the island so that he could bring Christianity to the remote group. He brought with him food and a football, but was taken down with bows and arrows after speaking to the tribespeople. 7 fishermen were arrested for helping the 26-year-old missionary reach the island. Number 13. North Border
I wish he had a great time over there.
Island, USA. Between Rikers Island, Manhattan, and Queens in the United States sits an island with a sad and spooky past.
Damn,
It's
bro.
not open to the public, but that doesn't stop urban explorers and thrill seekers from making their way there anyway. The North Border Island could have been an island paradise, but it's not, and likely never will be. It was once where patients with diseases went to be quarantined. And
Oh, okay. It's basically a place for heavily discharged species of diseases who got. Okay, I get it.
sad existence peering longingly out the windows toward the city they had to leave. The island had a morgue for taking care of those who never recovered, as well as a lab for the analysis of phlegm. If those early days were not enough to convince you of this island's sadness, then the considerable loss of life will be. In 1904, over 1,000 people died when a charter boat caught fire off the island. Only the 9/11 attacks have eclipsed that number in recent years. When medication advancements no longer saw the need for such extreme isolation protocols, the island was turned into housing for returning soldiers. It then became a treatment center for young drug addicts. The costs outweighed the benefits, and it's now an overgrown parkland controlled by the Parks Department. Ideas have been thrown around to use it as a dump or a jail, but for now it sits empty and abandoned with no concrete plans for its future. Number 12. Dulce Bass USA.
Dulce Bass
If you're an X-Files
USA.
fan and want to believe, then we've got a story and a half for you.
Story
Finding out
and a
all
half.
there is to know about Dulce Bass in the United States will lead you down.
Remember, people, I'm sorry if I'm not talking too much because this is the first time I have ever seen this video also, so I don't know any places about this apart from that place that is in my hometown area. Other than that, I have not seen any of the places, but I heard some stories floating around Instagram. By the way, if you're not following me on Instagram, Sunil Silvan, link is down in the description, go check it out. And also, if while you're down there, the full video to this is also given down in the description below. Go check it out. Feel free to see it without me disturbing it, right?
Down a rabbit warren from which you may not be able to escape. It all started in 1979 when a businessman from Albuquerque, Paul Benowitz, said he was intercepting electronic messages from UFOs outside of Albuquerque. He then said he had found a secret underground base near Dulce in New Mexico, which housed gray aliens and humans. The story spread like wildfire, mainly through the UFO community, and ufologist John Lear said he had received validation about the existence of the base. Subsequently, a story ran in a tabloid.
Mind spoil trailings, not La Placa, Mind Road, Mind spoil sound, and it was, oh, it's written somewhere, okay.
Under the headline UFO base found in
Basically, there are no aliens, ladies and gentlemen. And also, if you're watching this at night, sorry to disturb your sleep.
New Mexico, which opened a whole new can of worms. Apparently, the secret underground base, which is not accessible due to its mountain location in northern New Mexico, is used for human and alien experiments. The story
Okay, it's basically like Men in Black, but in the 1980s.
also used quotes from ufologist Leonard Stringfield, who was blown away by the distortion of facts. The rumors about an underground base may not be without truth, however. There were plenty of underground missile installations during the Cold War, so a base might exist, but possibly not without aliens. You might be convinced now that this supposed base is prohibited because it houses secrets of war. But then Philip Schneider comes to the party. Philip said he was a geological engineer that worked
Philip Schneider. I never heard of him. Damn, there are no No, okay. There are some of the plants, but
with the government on deep underground military bases. He said a technical problem meant he had to go in and fix something, only to come across gray aliens. Philip said there was a battle, and he was one of only 3 men from a group of 60 to come out alive.
okay.
He then spent the rest
That's
of
the
his
story, bro.
life sharing his story to get the truth out there. Philip also said that if he were ever to lose his life supposedly by his own hand, that it would most likely be murder. He was found with a catheter wrapped around his neck in 1996, so it's up to you to form your own opinion. Number 11.
Yeah, I'm forming my own opinion. He died. Congrats, but that's not aliens. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. It's 2021.
Doomsday Vault in Norway. When you hear about a doomsday vault hidden in some faraway, secluded mountainside, you might think it houses some pretty cool stuff. There might be weapons, oil, fuel, maybe some food supplies, but what about seeds? Not as cool, but pretty important all the same. There's a hidden vault in the mountainside between the North Pole and Norway, sitting peacefully above the Arctic Circle. Within it are millions upon millions of seeds from countries all over the world.
Damn.
In fact, this vault, known as the Global Seed Vault in Spitsbergen, has 9,300 seed types for various
9,300
food crops.
seed
While
varieties.
zombie apocalypses
Damn.
might be one reason why you would need to keep nearly 1 million food types, the real reason is a little more realistic.
Yeah,
They are
it's
there to
because of
protect against
vintage,
gene
yes, yes.
destruction and the loss of genetic material.
Basically, it's because some of the plants in the future generations are, turning into dust, and they're not able to grow because of the pesticides and all that. All the bad stuff that is going on with the earth and its soil. So that's why scientists have taken this place. They have collected the samples of extinct varieties of plants and seeds, and they have stored it for future use when they need it. So that's this place. It's for a good cause, ladies and gentlemen.
13,000 years of history. And
Damn,
no one is allowed to visit it.
13,000 years
The
of
steel door
history.
juts out from the mountainside in a neutral part of the world, far from political challenges and war. Its location was chosen for this very reason. All countries can send their seeds to this location without fear of them being destroyed by other countries or groups that don't like your country or what it stands for. In essence, this vault is future-proofing the loss of vital crops, and we would say this is a pretty good reason why it's forbidden for people to visit. Number 10. Snake Island in Brazil.
Yeah, I've heard about this. Basically, it's like the Amazon forest, but in Brazil. Amazon has lots of varieties of, might have seen it in stories, or you might have seen it in movies also. Amazon holds a lot of extinct varieties of animals as well as snakes and all the shit. But this place right over here in Brazil is called as what's that?
Number 10.
What's that?
Snake.
Yeah, Snake Island. I'm not sure the original name of it, but probably it's not going to be Snake Island. It's going to be something in Brazilian names or something like that. But I've heard that this part has almost all species and all varieties of snakes. Not only in sorry about that. Not only in hundreds of thousands, but each in a million copies of their own. So that's why it is called as the Snake Island, ladies and gentlemen. Hope people are not living there. What would you do? What would you do?
Island.
And also, if you're eating right now and seeing this video, at this part, Snake Island is gonna creep you out, ladies and gentlemen. So
In Brazil.
be careful.
Snakes on a plane are pretty scary, but imagine
Snakes
an
on a plane.
entire island of them. That's why Ilha de Comada Grande, aptly nicknamed Snake Island, is off limits to everyone.
Off limits, that should not be in a limit, people. What would you do? Okay, let me ask you a question. A guy comes to you, says, we are going to trip to Brazil on an adventure tour. And the first thing he's going to tell you is, we are going to visit, the first place in Brazil is the Snake Island. What are you going to do? Huh? Not up to
It's
me.
overrun.
Nobody's going to come, bro.
Up to 4,000 snakes are thought to call this island home, 24
Wow.
miles from Brazil's coast. But they aren't just any snakes. They are deadly golden lanceheads, a type of pit viper considered one of the most dangerous in the world. They grow to nearly 2 feet long, and their bite can see a human lose their life within an hour. People used to
In an
avoid the
hour?
island anyway, but when a fisherman was found lifeless and covered in blood in his boat, Brazil decided to act. They made it illegal for anyone to set foot on the island, and the Navy visits to maintain the lighthouse and make sure explorers don't venture too close. Believe it or not, people did once live there. The lighthouse was manned by a family, but they were thought to have met a terrible end when the snakes slithered through their windows. Won't
What
have
did
too
you
much
do?
of a problem keeping adventure seekers away from this forbidden place.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
nobody's gonna come, I'm
Number
sure.
9. China's tomb of Qin Shi Huang.
Ooh,
Both the
interesting.
Chinese government and science are holding people back from exploring and learning more about the tomb of Qin
Oh, yeah,
Shi
that's my
Huang
dog, by the
under
way.
a hill in central China. Qin Shi Huang was the first emperor of China and died in 210 BC.
210?
He was responsible
That's a long
for the
time,
first
bro.
unified nation of China and conquering 6 states to make it so.
Wow.
He is buried inside a tomb under a hill, and no one knows what lies within it. The Chinese government doesn't provide
Probably lots of gold, lots of biscuits. I mean, gold biscuits, not maybe gold biscuits, okay? Gold biscuits, and a lot of gold jewelry, etc., etc., etc. That's gonna be buried.
access, and archaeologists won't excavate it out of respect and a lack of the right tools to do
Okay,
so.
I respect that too.
What lies within the tomb could shed some light on what has been discovered around it. Farmers digging a well near Xi'an in 1974 found a life-size terracotta soldier, which turned out to be one of thousands. Each
Damn.
clay soldier had clothing, hair, and facial features.
Wow.
Since excavations surrounding the tomb began 40 years ago, archaeologists have found around 2,000 soldiers. They believe there could be more
2,000.
than 8,000 in total. Number
Okay.
8, Niihau Island, USA.
Okay, what do you think? Will Area 51 arrive in this video? Because it's considered to be one of the forbidden places on planet Earth. Or it's not going to come inside this video. Post it down in the comment section below. Your thoughts.
It can get much more apparent that you can't visit somewhere than when its name is Forbidden Island. 17 miles from Kauai, Hawaii, is a privately owned
beautiful
island
place.
that has been called the Forbidden Island for as long as anyone can remember. It's a family-owned preservation project, and one with owners that work tirelessly to preserve the cultural history and natural environment of the island.
Damn,
A
okay.
wealthy Scottish widow purchased the island in 1864 from the Hawaiian monarch King Kamehameha IV for ranching. Since
Okay.
then, it has been unchanged. The family
Okay,
is
so basically this is not a place where you could find snakes, but it's a private place where, you know, nature's lover takes care of all the nature's products, you know, like the trees and all the stuff, and she keeps it real. So I have a huge respect for her, by the way.
always worked hard to keep it as it has always been, allowing the Niihauans to work the land and live a traditional lifestyle.
Nice,
They
I
worked
like it.
equally as hard to keep away outside threats, such as the Hawaiian government. Governors in the past have tried to evict the owners and turn the island into a state park, but the owners remain dedicated to maintaining Niihauan traditions for the good of the people and the natural environment. Number
salute.
7, Lascaux Cave, France.
Yeah, I heard
In
about this.
1940, a young boy called Marcel Ravadat from Montignac discovered a small cavity on Lascaux Hill in France. He returned with 3 of his friends to explore the hill and find out what was hidden within. They made the cavity in the hill larger and slipped into the cave with a lamp so that they could see. In the cave, they found prehistoric paintings that dated back to the Cro-Magnon man. The caves were an instant attraction,
Before man,
and people
okay.
came from all over to see the paintings. However, they were then closed and forbidden for people to enter
Yeah,
due
that-
to damage. Much of the damage was
that's
caused by
something,
the
bro.
carbon dioxide.
That's something I know for sure, because it's ancient history and lots of cool paintings done by olden civilization people, and that should not be destroyed by us. Well, people tend to destroy, throw plastic, spit on them, and eventually when, you know, most of the people enter the cave, carbon dioxide attacks the paintings, and probably in like what, 2-3 years everything's gonna go to dust, and it's basically gonna be a simple cave. So that's, I'm not gonna let that happen. So I respect the government of France doing that, shutting it down at the first stage itself.
in human breath, as well as algae and fungi. The fungi has spread throughout the cave, and efforts are ongoing to retain the paintings. Even though the cave is forbidden, you can enter a replica of it within 200 yards of the actual
Replica.
cave.
Nice.
Number 6. Herd Island, Australia.
Australia.
While not strictly forbidden for people to visit, Herd Island is
Yeah, I heard about this. This island is actually hosted, in the late 70s, I think so. I'm not sure about the date and years, but I think scientists used to do, scientific research, as they call it, on live whales. Let me clear that up, ladies and gentlemen. whales. They used to take oil or something. I'll show you this video. It'll definitely be there.
So challenging to access that there's little desire for people to do so anyway. Heard Island is a remote island around 2,500 miles southwest of Perth in the southern Indian Ocean. It's around 230 square miles and consists of a glacier-covered active volcano known as Big Ben. Big Ben has erupted several times, and the island is one of the most remote in the world. This windy island is perfect for seals, seabirds, and penguins, but not so great for people to inhabit. Because of its World Heritage listing, it's protected and requires a permit from the Australian Antarctic Division to visit. Number 5.
Okay, basically they didn't tell you, but actually that place was originally used by scientists to discover whales, I think so. I'm not sure about that. Yes, I'm pretty sure it was used for research on live whales and used to take oil or something. But after a few years, that had the government obviously banned capturing of live animals, and that place was deserted. And now it sits on a live volcano. Which came up somewhere in the 1900s or something like that, and then now it's probably infested by beautiful penguins, cute cuddly ones like my dog over there.
Italy. There are many.
Italy, okay. Of all the places, you might not expect Italy to be the one with forbidden places, man. It's one of the beautiful countries in the entire world with beautiful flowers, beautiful car manufacturers, Ferrari, Lamborghini. Beautiful motorcycles, Ducati, Alfa Romeo, all these companies come from there, man. Italy is a beautiful place, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not a true automotive enthusiast, you might know what I'm talking about. If not, no issues. Check it out on Google.
Beautiful places to visit in Italy if you're looking for a European holiday. But Poveglia isn't one of them. It's that undesirable as a vacation destination
it looks like,
that the
bro.
Italian Tourism Board prohibits it. Approval through a lengthy application process is the only way you will ever set foot on the island. So
I'm not doing that.
Forbidden. Poveglia
I hate
is
filling
a
in forms,
secluded
bro.
island or landmass situated between Lido and Venice. When the bubonic plague had the whole of Europe in its grasp,
Yeah,
the
plague.
Romans moved the sick and ailing to the island to protect the healthy people on the main island. When they passed on, they were buried in mass graves. There are thought to be over 100,000 people cremated and buried on the island of Poveglia.
100.
After the world began its post-plague recovery, Poveglia was thriving. A mental hospital was built there in the 1920s, and people with both physical and mental illnesses were sent there. It was also home to a doctor who would carry out awful experiments. Supposedly, he fell off the bell tower or was pushed and lost his life surrounded by an unusual mist. The mist is thought to be one of many signs that Poveglia is haunted. Ghost Adventures visited the island to film a documentary and noted many strange and spooky abnormalities. Even Italians know better than to visit this island, so it's best that tourists do as well. Number 4. Vatican Secret Archives.
Vatican City, okay, Vatican.
Secret
okay,
archives
cool.
are very misunderstood. We've been told to believe that the Pope is hiding secret evidence of aliens, demons, and more within the deep.
He has it, but it's not that much true, ladies and gentlemen. But he has it, I know for sure, because there are many stories and conspiracy theories that surround the Pope has a lot of secrets than the rest of the world, and he has contacts and ties with aliens from other planets, but I'm not sure if that's real or not. It might be 50-50 chance, but this is one of the best archives you can find in the entire planet. It surrounds from the start when Vatican was first discovered and the first ruler who ruled it till now who the one is ruling it, and all their life stories, what happened to them, everything is been stored in this archive. So basically it's a written format of the olden age of Vatican City. It's a beautiful thing to look at. I hope this is not forbidden for public because it might be interesting to someone. I get it if this is forbidden because it's too much of a cultural shock to every people what happened in the early days of Vatican City, but I do like it. If the government allows it to see it, go check it for yourself. It might be interesting, ladies and gentlemen.
Dark depths of the catacombs. The reality is a little less interesting, but that doesn't make what is in the archives any less protected. What exists within the archives is, more or less, documents, letters, and communications between 4 centuries of popes and other papal correspondence. Up until 1881, all records within the archives were kept a secret. It wasn't that they were juicy gossip, but the 17th century was a time when exchanges between popes and kings were not something the general public needed to be privy to. However, in 1881, all that changed. Pope Leo VIII decided that it would be okay for researchers to see some of those documents.
That's what I told you.
Given that there are around 50 miles of shelving and records
50 miles? Are you kidding me? 50 miles? I need to check it what is in kilometers, man. 50 miles in kilometers. Excuse me, guys. 80 kilometers of racks of wow. Okay, I got stuck somewhere in between due to the long distance of archives. Okay, it's gonna be a wild ride, ladies and gentlemen, if you're gonna visit this. If somebody do visit it and has footage on the
century, those
bro.
researchers are
You are
unlikely
great.
to view them all. What's more, there are many rules surrounding entry into the Vatican secret archives. You must be a scholar, and no student, amateur historian, or journalist is given access.
Nice.
You must also have credentials that are valid for 6 months, and you must request specific documents, and up to 3 per day. If the materials you're looking for don't happen to be within the section you asked for, then tough luck. You're walked into the archives with Swiss guards. While computers are allowed, you must type out everything you need then and there, as photos are not allowed. It's a lot of hard work to see what lies in the famous archives, so very few have ever been given the privilege. Number 3. Mezgure Russia.
Hey, Russia, we're back to Russia. Okay, I know for a fact that Russia is one of the best places to find a lot of forbidden, mines or underground passageways, tanks, military weapons. Damn, bro. Russia got some mad stuff going on there.
Tourist attractions that you can no longer visit. But what about entire towns? Mezgure is a closed town in Russia's Republic of Bashkortostan. It's 120 miles southeast of the Republic's capital.
120 miles. Puts it around what? 120 miles. 120 miles. How much it is? 93, okay, 193.
And near Mount Yamantau in the southern Ural Mountains. The town, which used to be known as Ufa 105 and Beloretsk 16, was founded in 1979 and gained its status and new name as a town in 1995. No one knows for sure what goes on in this mysterious town. However, some sources say the city is a construction project that began in the 70s when the United States directed their nuclear firepower at the Communist Party leadership complex.
That's a big
United States directed
that's a really big ass
power at the
submarine fire thing, whatever that is. Okay.
Leadership complex. The Soviets sent thousands of workers to sites as remote as this one, and U.S. satellites saw workers there right up until the late 1990s. Rumor has it that the town is, or was, a repository for food, Russian treasures, and as a nuclear bunker for Russian military officials.
Nice, that's a F-15 jet.
And subordinated to the Russian federal government, we may never know for sure. Number 2. The Queen of England's bedroom.
Okay, this is a little bit weird, ladies and gentlemen. What happened to the places and then we straight jumped into someone's bedroom? First of all, this guy, how did he get into the Queen of England's room, by the way? That to her bedroom? I don't know how that privacy works.
Buckingham Palace is a tourist attraction. It's open to the public for tours, and anyone can get their fix of royalty. However, the Queen's bedroom and private quarters have always been forbidden. So the Queen was not amused when she awoke in early July 1982 to find a man sitting on her bed. He was dressed in a dirty t-shirt, jeans, and was holding a broken ashtray dripping with blood. When the Queen awoke, she asked the palace switchboard operator on the phone to call the police. The police never responded. She then pressed a button to summon the chambermaid, but no one responded to that call either. She also called the switchboard a second time, but had no luck. In the meantime, the Queen talked to the man, who was 31-year-old Michael Fagan. He had planned to commit suicide in her bedroom, but decided not to go through with it. The Queen spoke with him about family matters, but it was clearly an uncomfortable situation. 10 minutes after she awoke to the man in her room, a chambermaid entered, then ran and got the footman who seized the man. The police arrived 12 minutes after the Queen's initial call.
What were the police doing, man? It could be the fastest. It's the Queen of England, for God's sake.
Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher apologized for the lapse in security, and security measures were strengthened as a result. Fortunately, nothing as extreme as this has happened since. Number 1. Mount Weather Emergency Operations Center, USA. The government has gotten reasonably good over the years at keeping important information to themselves. Often it's in the interest of public safety, but that doesn't mean there aren't things we're all desperate to know. Mount Weather Emergency Operations Center is one of them. No one knows exactly where the Operations Center is, only that it's around 48 miles from Washington, D.C. in the Blue Ridge Mountains. It consists of a 600,000 square foot underground facility and a FEMA complex above ground. The center was built during the Cold War in the case of a national disaster. It was to be a relocation site for high-level officials and has been used by Dick Cheney on September 11th and Robert F. Kennedy's top aide during the Cuban Missile Crisis. It's not just any ordinary bunker. It has a police and fire department, sleeping quarters for 2,000 people, a security system, mainframe computers, and a TV and radio studio. The center is accessible via Virginia State Route 601, but you won't be able to get close due to heavy security. This potential center of salvation is strictly for the elite in a crisis, and there's no chance of seeking shelter there unless you're a government official or right-hand man. It's natural for us to want to...
That's it for today's video, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you like this video. What else do you want to see on me reacting to? Post it down in the comment section below. As I told you before, the link to the full video is down in the description. Go check it out. Feel free to see it without me disturbing it. Really hope you like this video, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's been late since I uploaded my last video. Well, I needed to take care of my mom's health. That's why it's been late. My mom's improving a little bit, but I had to stay by her, so that's why the grind has gone down. But don't worry, guys, the grind will be back about again. There are some beautiful videos that I have taken in the other periods when I'm not uploading to you guys. So please stay forward and please look ahead for the most beautiful videos ever to be created on YouTube on my channel. So hit the subscribe, turn on your post notification, and hit the like button to this video so that it helps me to go on YouTube. And thank you to all of other subscribers. I got 90 subscribers, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Well, see you on the next video soon, ladies and gentlemen. It will not take long, soon. So take care, bye bye, peace.